And do not judge how dirty this is. If you know, you know, we're literally doing makeup. It's gonna get dirty. It is what it is. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to be here today. Today I'm gonna be doing my very first get ready with me. And it's not gonna be a full length get ready with me, but it is gonna be one that we just chop it up a little bit while I do stuff. I'm gonna insert a clip here of me kind of like starting to take down my hair. I had some braids earlier and now we're here. So I put it in a ponytail because I was not fully pleased with the way that it was coming out and it was a little bit wet. So I needed something that didn't look as that wasn't afro-y because I didn't like the way it was coming out, if you know what I mean. So I went ahead and threw it up. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do because I have somewhere else to go tomorrow and I need it to look right. This is not ugly though, so I'm not gonna lie, you know, it might stick around till tomorrow, but you also might see me like adjust it and play with it a little bit more as we go through this. So this is the hair, and yeah, I'm a little bit behind too, so I'm not gonna say rush, but I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit more than I planned on. And yeah, we're just gonna chat about anything that's going on, everything that's going on. Yeah, it is so hot outside. It's not like hot like that, but it's hot enough that I want to make sure that I'm not doing too much with my hair because I was traveling yesterday and my hair was not cute. It was all over the place. Try to think of a way to make this like God center, but at the end of the day, I really do feel like we have to be able to do both. Like, as a child of God, I'm a child of God and I'm a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm a child of God and I like fashion. I'm a child of God and I like to read and I like all these things, right? So we gotta be able to do both. And we're gonna talk about God because at the end of the day, he's here. I'm actually getting ready to go to a Friday night service, which I'm really excited for. So yeah, I'm not gonna do too much because I feel like with things like that, you kind of wanna allow things to be what they're gonna be, you know? You don't wanna go too hard, but you wanna do enough that it's like, oh, okay, you know, okay. So I'm gonna put this primer on from Maybelline. This has literally been what I've used this for primer forever. I do have a Fenty SPF that I am in love with right now, but I'm going to wait to use that because I'm using this and I really just don't want anything that's too heavy. Actually, you know what? Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I'm gonna do some skincare prep just to make things right. The Curology Moisturizer, I've been using it for years. It literally is just a base moisturizer. I washed my face earlier, so I'm doing this now just to give me a base. Okay, so that's that. I am gonna do a little bit of SPF. This is the Fenty, honestly, this is the Fenty SPF. My friend is an influencer and she gave it to me and I was like, okay. I was using the native SPF at the time and I was like, this is what it is, it's fine, right? Like, it worked. I didn't have to deal with any white cast or anything, so it was like, this is fine. But girl, let me tell you, I started putting this on. I loved the moisture that I felt, and I don't know how everybody else feels who's my skin tone, but I also felt like it added like a color. It was almost like it added a filter to my face, which was like, this is crazy because it's just the SPF. It shouldn't add that, but it did for some reason. I'm also gonna go in with this lip oil. This is literally a LA Girl lip oil that I found on a discount thing, and I was like, I just need a lip oil. I grabbed it, but I actually really like it, and I would definitely rebuy it. So I do this just to give us a little moisture on the lips. And now we're gonna do the primer. So I'm gonna do a little bit of the primer, and I'm really just doing this to give me a good base, but I'm not planning on wearing a lot of makeup. I don't like that look on me. Now your girl can pull it off, okay? I'm not even saying that I can't do it. I can get with it. I just don't like too much, because I don't know, my mantra in regards to makeup has always been, I want to look like me. I want to look like me. So I'd rather look like an elevated or polished version of myself, right? And I feel like that's, honestly, I feel like that's what God would prefer. I'm not saying you can't do other things, but I do think that doing something that still honors the creation that God made you to be is the direction that you should go in. I used to do heavier makeup. I used to have like an Instagram page where I would do makeup and stuff like that. And I still, every now and then, will go a little harder with things. It really just depends on what we're talking about, what's happening. But if we're just doing like some of the basics, and we're just going to a Friday night service like we're doing today or something, I would rather give my body or give my face and my hair and all that the opportunity to look like me. I want to look like me. And I feel like it's a way of worshiping God, in my opinion. I really want him to know that I honor the creation that he made me to be. And I don't want him to think I want to cover that up or change that, because then the question becomes, why am I changing that? Like, am I changing that because I actually like really dislike myself? Am I changing it to fit into a standard? Whatever the reason is, it's time to break it. Like, that's how I felt. The reason, when I knew I really needed change was when I was using filters and stuff like that on like Snapchat. This was a big deal at the time. And I would use those filters more than I would a regular camera. And I think we all did at the time. Like, this is like, what year is this? This is like right around COVID. I realized this. I'm like, why? So this is like 2020. Why am I using filters more than I am? And I realized that it was a discomfort with my face, which I had never felt before, but constantly seeing this filter on your face, it's like, what is it that you like about that? You like that your nose is a little bit smaller. You like that your brows are a little lifted. You like that it gives you a natural lash. What is it that you like? And when I realized that I was kind of discomfortable with my face, I was like, hold on, because we never felt like that before. Let's start using the filters. So I cut the filters off cold turkey, and I got back comfortable with the way I looked. And now the way I feel is I don't really want to change it. Like, I believe in makeup as an enhancer. I don't believe it to be something that changes my face. And I think if you're using makeup right, that's the way it goes. When you're using it to the point where you don't look nothing like that, it's like, okay, what are we doing here? Is this for a performance? Is this, because there are reasons why you might do that, right? So I have a Wet n Wild pencil that I love. I continue to rebuy, but I just got this brown one from the beauty supply. Girl, if you know, you know. Sometimes it just is what it is. I don't know where that pencil is right now, and we have to go. So this is what we're using. I'm literally just going to fill in my brows, and I'm looking at a mirror down here. Yeah, so I'm just going to literally like fill in, add a little whatever just to match the rest of my face. And I do have lash extensions on. So that's another thing we want to fill in, make sure it looks all right. So I'm just gonna fill it in. And my goal also is to look good off camera. So I'm not gonna go hard today because I'm on camera. I wanna look good off camera. And I love when people don't know if I'm wearing makeup or not. That's like a huge compliment. I'd rather it be like, oh my gosh, your skin is gorgeous. And then it's like, oh, thank you, girl. It is foundation, but thank you. Like, that's what we want. There's no need to lie either. Like, if we're wearing makeup, we're wearing makeup. But I want it to be that like stop and stare, like, oh my God, she looks great type. Or if I am wearing makeup and it's obvious that I'm wearing makeup, it's done so well that it's like, you know, interesting to look at. So you see, something basic like that. Sometimes I'll go in, but this is the way that I've decided I like my brows to look. So this is where we're at. We're probably getting low on time if I'm being honest. Not too much, not too bad. We got a little bit more time. So I'm not gonna do that much to my forehead because it's gonna be covered and I don't need to be sweating under this bang. So I'm going to pretty much do what you're going to see, which for in this moment is going to include the rest of this, lips, nose, all that. So I have this NARS blush, liquid blush. I'm gonna do a little bit of that on the cheeks, and then I'm going to layer that with another like cream blush. And this is literally just what I'm doing to go outside to a church service. So if there's a day that comes where we have to do more, listen, I'm more than capable, more than able. This is just not that day. I'm gonna take a brush and I'm gonna blend that in. I know you really can't see it like that, but off camera, we can. I'm gonna blend that. Well, I guess you guys can kind of see it off camera or on camera. I'm gonna blend that in. I usually go up here regardless, just to make it all make sense. And then I have an orange-ish blush. This is something else my friend gave me, but I really like it. So I'm gonna use it on like the apples here. Just a little bit. Just a little. And I'm not gonna lie, blush is literally like one of the main things I do because to me, it makes my face look finished. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a little bit more just because I want to, and why not? Okay, it took forever to find, but I'm gonna take this NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Chocolate and in the shade Caramel. I'm gonna start with Chocolate, and I'm gonna just go pretty much right under the eyes. And then the shade Caramel is more of a highlight shade, but this kind of makes it look like there is some type of makeup on more than before. So we're gonna do this really quick. And you know, you gotta do a little bit more. So I'm gonna do this. We're gonna go on the bridge. We're gonna go up here. We don't really have to. You can't even really see it on camera. Gonna let that dry down a little bit. But while that's happening, I'm gonna go in with the caramel fragrance, caramel shade. And I only have it in this mini because that's all I had in the store, but I really need it in a full. So eventually I have to go do that. But we're gonna take this and kind of add it to the inner here and here. And we're gonna go back on that bridge a little bit, back up there. Would do a lot more up there if we were actually gonna see it, but we're not. So there, let's go to this side. Boom, boom. Something I'm really excited about, oh, also, okay, lastly, before I even talk, I'm gonna take this brush and I'm going to basically even it all out, but I'm gonna let it dry down for a second. Something I'm really excited about getting, I just ordered, is the new Fenty Tinted Moisturizer. That is literally, I can see myself, I'm sorry, it's not the Tinted Moisturizer, it's the Tinted SPF. Girl, I'm so excited to get that. I think it's gonna be so cute. I'm excited to wear that pretty much all summer. I've always looked for something, wanted something like that, but because I love the Fenty SPF by itself so much, I feel like it's gonna be so cute. I also got the one size setting spray. So I'm really excited for that. But for now, we have this Morphe setting spray. And so I'm gonna do a little bit of this before I blend it out. And then we'll be ready to blend. Let's do another time check. Okay, we are very close. Okay, looks like we're ready to blend. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, having your lashes done already, it just takes away from a lot of the stuff that you would need to do. I think it's a good step. I understand it's a huge investment to go get them done all the time. So doing them on your own at home is another thing that to me is just like, girl, just do it. Just do it. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. No lashes is also tea. No lashes? I'm scared of you, girl. Very cute. I thought a couple times like maybe I should retire this. I don't know. And just go no lashes, but then I get them done again and I'm like, I don't think so. I'm just taking the whatever's left and putting it on the corners here. Don't need it to go all the way out, just a little bit since it's done. Just take the rest and fill in wherever, but what's done is done. You see that? I'm gonna spray again. And it just looks fresh, it looks clean, it looks like we know what we're doing in life. Now I'm gonna take the one size setting powder in the shade Rich Peach, and I'm gonna just hit pretty much where I put concealer. And after that, we're gonna be really close to done because I'm just gonna do a little bit of blush, a tiny nose contour, literally just because it makes it look like I'm done, not because I really want my nose contoured. Like, let's be serious. Yeah, I've thought about the nose contour thing some, and it's been like, why am I doing that? But I feel like it makes my face look done. Not because I actually want my nose to be smaller. I just feel like it looks done, if that makes sense. Especially after you've put the concealer on and all of that. I will say too, just like everybody else, I was blown away by this powder. Blown away. I could not believe just how nice it was. And finishing. And that's what made me say, I'm gonna have to get the powder. Shout out to Foloke. I really like her. She's the face of the brand. I've always loved her sister. So shout out to them. Shout out to them. Okay. We're pretty much, we're on the road to done. We're on the road to done. I'm gonna spray one more time. If you can't tell, if you don't know, that's part of the routine. That's how you make it look done. One of the last steps for me, before I do put this Pat McGrath blush on, before I do that, one of the last steps for me is gonna be like a little waterline, just literally to match the lashes. If I didn't have lashes on, I might not always do it, but with lashes on, I feel like it needs to match. So we're gonna do that. So for the slight contour that I said I was gonna do, I'm going to just literally, I'm taking this Morphe eyeshadow palette. I'm not doing that much. I'm taking in the shade Fancy That in this. And do not judge how dirty this is. If you know, we're literally doing makeup. It's gonna get dirty. It is what it is. Okay. I'm gonna grab this, dust a lot of it off, and then I'm just gonna hit literally so light because I'm not really trying to contour. I'm literally just trying to make it look like it's done. I'm gonna go in there, and then that's how I'm gonna do a slight like eyeshadow, but literally not that much. Not too much, not too much, not too much. Okay. So we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Okay. So we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Okay, not too much, not too much, not too much. How do we feel? Okay, last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of these shimmer shades. I'm gonna make that my highlight, just because I did a little bit on the face and I just want it to be, I want it to all tie together. So to tone it down some, I'm gonna use the most dim shade. It's called Pretty Penny. On my skin tone, it really just shows up like a nice, like, you'll see. I know you're probably thinking, what about the lips? I know that's probably what you're thinking, right? I'm not gonna lie. I usually do the lips in the car because until then, I just have my own stuff to do. But for the plot, I'm gonna go ahead and put on a lipstick or a lip gloss. It's gonna be Fenty Glow. But when I get to the car, I can't lie to you, it might change. But this is what we doing for camera. So here we go. A little Fenty Glow. Oh gosh, I almost forgot the blush. And we're probably way over time now. But it's okay. I might actually take this with me. This looks good for what we're doing. Okay. I might need to put, yeah, I know you guys are like, she's all over the place. I might need to put on something a little bit more rosy for this because of what I'm gonna do on my lips, on my cheeks. I'm taking this Pat McGrath blush that I love, literally. It's in the color Love Struck. So I'm gonna take a little bit because this is a really pigmented girl. Very pigmented girl, and I'm going to just go in. You see, cannot do too much because she's spicy. She's like, I'm here, so can't do too much because, you know, we already put on a little bit of blush earlier, but as you can see, it was a little bit more of an underpainting rather than it was actual blush. So that's that. I'm gonna spray one more time because this needs to set. And then I'm gonna take this lipstick that I literally just grabbed out of my little drawer. It's Revelon in the color Silky Sienna. And I'm just gonna take this and add a little bit of it to my lips. It is an older lip gloss or lipstick that I haven't used in a while, but I think it'll give me what I'm thinking about. And I might put a lip gloss on top of this, but you see? You know, that's actually perfect. I might need to take this with me. Y'all, okay, let's take this down. We're actually done. I don't know what I'm wearing, so I'm not even gonna fool you. I'm just gonna throw some earrings on, but I have no idea what I'm wearing besides this ring. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm wearing. When your hair is up, it makes sense to do some hoops. So that's what we're gonna do here. Some hoops. Ooh, hold on. Aren't these cute? Especially with this. Let's fluff this out a little bit more. Give them something to see. We giving them something to see. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tempted to spray again. Y'all, look, let me just put it away. Okay. This is the end. This is the end of this Get Ready With Me. I am so thankful we're here. This was our first one and I'm excited to do more. So I will see you guys in the next video. and keep praying. Also, obviously there's no article on this at thepivotalprint.com, but if you're interested in reading some of the articles that can get your head turning about Jesus, that can help you to think of him in a new way, and also to get you closer to him, to answer some questions you may have had that no one's answered yet, yeah, you want to go over to thepivotalprint.com. So I will meet you there, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, girl, bye.